Good night. Good night, Samantha, and welcome to your favorite online internet program. Of course, I'm your host, Christopher Emmanuel, and welcome to www.sxmtalk.com. I'm your host, and I'm happy that you're here. Call a friend, call someone, and tell them to log on now to www.sxmtalk.com because the saga continues. And of course, I must say that the investigation seems to be taking all kind of different turns. What am I talking about? Of course, we are still with I think they are calling it now the Orca case. But I just like the Bada Bing scandal. It sounds much better in those words to me. But let me welcome everyone for logging on and being here tonight. And of course, we got a few messages out there. Someone sent me a message on the chat box asking me, what is it I do in government? I am the policy advisor for the National Alliance members in Parliament. So yes, I am located in the faction of the National Alliance in Parliament. There's different titles. You have Faxi Maida Worker, you have Policy Advisor, you have all sorts of different factions. But they issue us business cards or they issue us cards. And on my card, that's the title that we are given. And there's a number of things that we do for the members of Parliament that I represent, which are the faction leader being George Pantoflet. And then we have Hyacinth Richardson, Dr. Lloyd Richardson, and Louis Laveis. And of course, the President of Parliament is Dr. Anders Rudolph Samuel, but he has his staff and his cabinet. So I represent the National Alliance members in Parliament, not necessarily in the executive branch over in the government building, but in Parliament is where I can be found. And also to Mr. James, I got your email. Yes, I will be contacting you soon. I know who you are because I have seen you a few times in and about at the Parliament building, and I also listen to your program that you have on PJD2 at times. And yeah, we still have a few more that came across, so I'll be answering them via email. And you know, I said it last night where I said I was taking off the gloves and getting real testy and stuff with the former minister, Frankie Myers, because it's not that I was upset because someone said, Christopher, it sounded like he was upset last night and he was angry and stuff like that. No, I wasn't upset. No, I was angry. I just felt that here we are again back at a stage where, you know, people should know better in terms of those who has been in position or held high office in this country. And Frankie Myers was one of the first ministers in the new country, St. Martin, that we are talking about. And instead, he tried to address the issue in terms of, look, listen, there is something going on. It's a sad day. St. Martin have been brought to its knees. He tried to cover up the fact that his leader may be implicated in this whole scandal, you know, by blackmailing the member of Parliament. And what he does, he came out and he decided, well, you know, because Patrick Illich was a member of the National Alliance, he got his seat on the slate of the National Alliance. If anything happened in terms of Patrick Illich having to resign or having to vacate his seat, it will be the National Alliance who is there to benefit the most because that seat would go back to the National Alliance. So probably it could be the National Alliance who, you know, probably had something to play with it. And I felt it was low. I felt it borders on absurdity and insanity. It is stupid to sort of insinuate such garbage, such nonsense, when he know that last year he was on a number of radio programs saying that he have seen a tape with a member of Parliament accepting a bribe. You see? So I had to get really, really sort of aggressive, right, with my stance in terms of the former minister, Frankie Myers, is lying and he's creating a spin and smoke screen to sort of throw people off. Because what happened, their leader got to be benevolent, have to be shown in a good light. All right? And this is what I tell people, now you have seen the truth. Now you have seen the angle that they are bringing it at. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter what goes on in St. Martin. It doesn't matter if food prices are sky high. It doesn't matter if gas prices are sky high. It doesn't matter about the minimum wage, the job market, and all those sort of social things. For the leader of our party, that is not the issue. He doesn't concern with all of those things. His concern is at all and any cost he must be in government. So if it means tearing St. Martin name down, destroying the image of St. Martin regionally and internationally, right, he will do that once he is in government. And that's the picture that I intend to continue to paint and highlight and let people know that this gentleman, Theo Heiliger, is dangerous for St. Martin. He's dangerous for St. Martin because at all cost, he will destroy St. Martin, okay, just for he to be in government. So I'm going to keep saying it and reiterating all the time. Frankie Myers is a liar, all right? You got caught with your foot in your mouth, and now you're trying to find a way out, saying that the National Alliance could be the one and could this and could that. It didn't work. It's not going to work. National Alliance have nothing to do with this case. Right? The facts that are coming out now. Because we had Mr. Yap saying that Theo Heiliger put him up to it. And he put him up to it because he wanted to use the tape to blackmail Patrick Illich to come back and support him. And that's the word that we need to focus on, blackmail. Because it is punishable by law. It is a crime. And it will be hard for you to be convicted and still be a political leader, and get the people's sympathy or get them to be on your side. But I hope St. Martin is seeing the nastiness that the up leader has put this country through, okay? And all the means necessary he would do once he got to be in government. And I had the information last night talking about the cronyism, the nepotism, okay, that have been going on in the government that had been formed after 10-10-10 elections. And that is what it's all about, satisfying my friends and my cronies and my shoulder rubbers, okay, paying them back. You see what happened with the Taxan scandal, $11 million. $11 million. Come on, man. That the people of St. Martin had to shelve out to a company to reform our taxes. And the governor refused to sign off on it. So that should have said something, but no, they still push it through. And that's why I'm sort of questioning now the new Minister of Finance as to how far are we with this tax and issue. How far are we with this tax and issue? Because we have this thing here in St. Martin, I can't do this and I don't want to do this because he's my friend, or he's my brother-in-law, or he's my sister, boyfriend, cousin, and all sorts of stuff like that. So we don't want to get, but that in the meantime, right, which outweighs which, the country or the individual? The country or the individual? And of course, Judith Brewster was a colleague, was a friend, was an advisor, and that's where the $11 million came in. But we saw today, we heard today, that also the driver of the Minister of Justice, Maria Sorant, was questioned also. And then, you have to ask yourself, I wonder why. I'll tell you the problem I have with that, though, right? It's always the small fry that goes down, that is being penalized. Always the small fry. All right? The investigation got to keep up. If you're going to question Maria Sorant, how come you haven't questioned the former minister, Frankie Myers? He said he saw the tape. And then, surprisingly, we had Sylvia Myers also saying, there's another tape out there. There's another tape that's going to be released. So everybody seems to be taping everybody. Everybody seems to be blackmailing everybody. And you're asking yourself, but what kind of society we living in? What kind of society we living in? Everybody trying to catch somebody in something. But this is a nasty way for government to function. And then it's the leaders of the political parties that are engaging in these signs of nasty tactics. Nasty tactics. So, we are still waiting on the outcome with the vote buy-in with Theo Heidegger. The vote buy-in. We are still waiting on that. The prosecutors are dragging their foot on that issue. So he himself was questioned. All right? I would like to know his story and his angle and what was said. What was said? What is going on? The people have a right to know what is going on with these sort of issues. You know, I'll tell you what is extremely sad. Because at the end it boils down to one thing, and one thing only: money. That is what it boils down to. I need to be in power. I need to be in office so I could continue making money. And this is what St. Martin people need to understand. Okay? Theo Heidegger is a businessman. And government is his business. That's the business that he runs. He runs government. And St. Martin people, please, this is the reason why he wants to be in office. And then you got Frankie coming back out. He trying to stay away from politics, but after a while, it always calling him back because of the greed part of it. The $100 million project for American Eagle that you're trying to stonewall. And that's the bottom line, you know. That's the bottom line. Boy, we can't be on the outside when these big deals are coming down, because we ain't gonna make nothing. And that's what it all boils down to. Milking St. Martin and making money for themselves, their families, and the little crony friends that they have around the place. And I mean, I don't know how many of you guys managed to listen to the Parliament meeting today and the discussion of Carnival and Carnival this and you know, and I am a bit disappointed. I'm not a bit disappointed, but a lot disappointed. Because I'm trying to figure out, Carnival is going to come and go. We have been doing Carnival for years, over and over and over. Why are we having a discussion on Carnival? Why is Carnival such an important issue? Okay? Congratulations to Leona Marlin with the Monument Council, right? But I mean, there are so many issues, so many pertinent discussions, so many things that are hurting St. Martin people that we need to address now and move with it. And the discussion are not coming up. People are still questioning the 6 months contract. What is going on with the 6 months contract? What is going on with the GB bills? So nobody's getting relief. Nobody is seeing nothing being done. All right? But these people are discussing Carnival. They're discussing Carnival. I mean, everybody like a millie, everybody like a discussion on what is going to happen and who's this. And I'm going to say this here. I don't see much coming out of it. I don't see much coming out of it at all, and I'm going to tell you why. It's just my way of thinking at times, but everybody has a price. And I believe judges and lawyers and prosecutors all would be paid to shove this under the table. And we just, as St. Martin people, have to move on. Have to move on. And what we're going to do come 2014 election time, we're going to stand up with our green shirt in droves and vote for the same people back in. And then we'll be complaining that we want a change, we need a change, and this and that, yada yada, and all kind of different story. So that's the sad part about it. I am saying we need to sanction these individuals. Listen, the up party shouldn't get not one seat. Not one seat. You shouldn't even consider voting for Frankie Myers. Patrick Ellis is a different story. 20 votes for the most. Send a clear message to Martin that this is unacceptable. We have had enough. We are not going to tolerate this anymore. But we don't do that because for whatever reason it is, and we want someone else to do it for us. We are the ones that should be holding these guys accountable for what they're doing. We are the ones supposed to be holding them accountable for the things that they're doing. I know many of you guys want me to take the gloves off tonight, but it's Friday. I'm saving some of the information we got for Monday program. You see, because I want to see how this investigation is going to progress. How it's going to move forward. Right? That's what I want to see. And then I'm going to keep talking about the things that I'm hearing. And I'm trying to figure out who's the other individual they have on this tape. Because they say there's a new tape to come out with someone else taking bribes. And I'm saying, St. Martin, it's unacceptable. We need to sanction these things. Because they're making money. They're making money, and we need to sanction it. Because we are not getting our jobs done. Things are not happening here in St. Martin. So we need to question our legislative body. What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? Leave the judiciary do what they have to do with this whole Bada Bing scandal. But I want to know, and I'm trying to figure out, when Frankie Myers, the former minister, is going to be questioned. When? Because he said he saw the tape. And a mutual friend is what showed it to him. You can't get away from that. So when is he going to be questioned? So thus far, how many individuals was questioned? We know that the Minister of Justice has been questioned. Udo has been questioned. We know Tia Heiliger has been questioned. Maria Sarant has been questioned. We know the Minister, Romeo Pantaflet, has been questioned thus far. So we have about 5 individuals who have been questioned. But what about Van Yap? I ain't hearing nothing about him. And then we also read something on SMN News saying that he does record all politicians and everybody does record them. You see? But then you're recording all politicians and everybody, but why are you going down in the brothel for? Why are you going down in the strip club for? To do what? Why are you guys going in the strip club? And then walking in the office, you don't expect that some kind of tape or recorder or something would be on? But what business are you have going there? Yeah? Why are you going to pole dance? Or why are you going to watch? Hey, this is going to be the best country in the world. All our politicians, they're all up in the brothels and all up in the strip club, and they're large. In other countries, probably you resign for less. In the States, a man was in the bathroom and he shoved his foot under the door and touched another man too, and he had to resign. He had to resign for that. We good in this island and we good in this country, man. We good in this country. You know? I want to congratulate Generation New Status. I heard that, well, I read it also, that, you know, they are one of the organizations that came out to the second round. So I'm trying to figure out, you know, what's the procedures now for the second round and stuff like that. So I know I'm going to have Yumi to come back here to discuss and explain what's going to happen. Seeing, but congratulations to Generation New Status and everybody that voted for them. Coming back to the issue, we're still trying to get Rolex to grace his presence here on the program. We know he has been talking a lot of things. He said to the Prime Minister, you can't run the country by doing Zumba. He seems to be all over the Prime Minister and stuff like that. And for whatever reason it is, right? In a way, he's right. But I am saying to people, the whole Zumba thing is her way of campaigning, getting all the women on her side. But at some point in time, and people are saying, but our laws don't permit it to be that way. Then you can't be a prime minister if you can't control the country. And even her children now are being looked at because they are talking that Duncan use her son and others to go and negotiate the whole land deal for the Justice Pact. I'm saying to myself, I mean, where are we going in this country? Where are we going? What is it? What is it really? This really got to be a rock of gold. Something sweet in this country that everybody just want to get rich fast, just want to make money fast. And it's not the regular man, you know. It's leaders. They're children. Everybody, and we simply setting the wrong and dirty and nasty example for the next generation. So I'm saying to myself, here we have a prime minister. The prime minister, you're supposed to be looking at methods and ways to put things in place to see that the country is safeguarded for the next generation. What is your legacy going to be like? What is it going to be like? St. Martin people, only you can get them to understand that. And the only way they're going to listen is when you send that clear and resounding message come 2014 election day that we have had enough of the old guards. We have had enough. It is time for you to go. No more. We're not going to see change. We're not going to get change if we continue with the recycling of the same old politicians. We're going to end it there tonight, St. Martin. Take care of yourself. Enjoy the weekend. See you back on Sunday, God's prayer. Goodbye.
There was a time when people dare not utter a word. There was a time when people were in the dark and searching for accurate information. Just when all hope is lost and frustration hangs in the balance, XSM Talk emerges and broke the silence. Join host Christopher Emmanuel for live and serious discussions and hard talk.